I first started making soap in 2009, and we had been volunteering out here at the Stockade in a couple of different capacities. Talked with Bob, who is one of the principals here out at the Stockade, about doing pioneer-based soap out here, and he thought that was really a terrific idea. I come out here twice a year and do talks on soap making, like how the pioneers used to do it, whether it was using buffalo tallow or deer tallow, or even being able to use beef or lard tallow. This is all buffalo tallow, 100% buffalo fat. So I've got it in a cast iron pot, and that's how the pioneers would do it. Typically, they would make their soap in the fall of the year because that's when they harvested their animals, and a lot of times they would do it outside rather than inside over an open fire. So again, this is 100% buffalo tallow. I get the suet, the actual fat that comes, the best fat that comes from around the organs of the animal is the best fat to use. This has been warmed, so it's on a liquid level. And then I want to add the lye. Because I'm dealing with lye, I need to make sure that I'm going to be safe at that. So modern soap makers tend to use safety glasses and rubber gloves, but back in the day they didn't necessarily have those. And a lot of accidents happened from handling the lye and creating problems with it. So I have my lye already pre-done. So in here I already have my pre-mixed lye and my water. Typically the pioneers would use rainwater, and they would make their own lye. Also, a key to handcrafted soap, whether it was what the pioneers made or modern, is it needs to cure. It at minimum needs to cure 4 weeks. Some people do use it sooner. It is technically soap sooner, but if you let it cure for a good long time, what'll happen then is it'll become a more mild soap, and it'll actually become harder and it'll last longer. So the longer it sits around and waits for you, the better off it is. So I typically won't sell my soap until it's been cured for 6 weeks. This is getting good and thick. I think that's a really nice thick soap. Rendering down the buffalo tallow is quite a job, so I want to hit it with my stick blender just to make sure I got it good. But that's not how we would actually do it Pioneer way. So I just want to get the lumps out of it. Now this is still caustic lye in here, so we need to be really careful. It's going to need a little bit of time to actually cure and saponify, finish the saponification process before it stops being the lye. It's getting there, but it's not quite there yet, so. So a lot of times what the pioneers would do is they would find an old wooden box somewhere, line it with whatever it was that they had available. Typically it would be something like oilcloth. I have muslin in there. And I'm going to put it in the mold. I'm going to kind of glop it in there. It's kind of messy. But again, you know, this wasn't all about in, you know, the 1860s. It wasn't all about the pretty like we are now. It was about utility and service and making something that's going to work rather than making something that was expensive. Getting right down to the narrow here. Out here at the Stockade, it's really important to make sure that we're preserving history. So whenever there's something new that has an idea of being introduced out at the stockade, one of the first questions that some of the people that have been with the stockade for a lot of years, one of the first questions they ask is, well, how did the pioneers do it? And can we continue to do it that way? Because they want to make sure that we're preserving that history accurately so that when people come out here, they can really see what the stockade is about, how the pioneers did it, and how far we've come, and really how easy we have it in comparison. Absolutely, my favorite part about the stockade is the people out here. All the people that are out here that if someone were to come out here when it's fully staffed, anyone that has pioneer clothing on, they're volunteers. They're out here because they want to be out here, not because somebody's paying them. It's just for the simple fun of reenacting history and hanging out with like-minded people and preserving that history for anyone that wants to hear what we have to say. And for the most part, any place that you go, any building, any person that you talk to can give you the history of the stockade and give you the history of whatever it is that they're demonstrating. So that's what's fun, is educating people about it and saying, you know what, this is right here. Come take a look at what life used to be. We would just want to make sure that this little bit of history is preserved. Who knew that there was so much to soap, to simple soap? How much science that it went into it, how much creativity that can go into it. It's not just simply a matter of taking, a chunk of fat and some lye and some water and mushing it together. You're not going to get soap that way. You have to measure it accurately, you have to stir it correctly, you have to cure it correctly. Who knew that there was so much science involved in making soap?
This program on Pioneer Public Television is funded by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund with money from the vote of the people of Minnesota on November 4th, 2008. Additional support provided by Mark and Margaret Yakel-Julien in honor of Shalom Hill Farm, a nonprofit rural education retreat center in a beautiful prairie setting near Windham in southwestern Minnesota. ShalomHillFarm.org. The Arrowwood Resort and Conference Center, your ideal choice for Minnesota resorts, offering luxury townhomes, 18 holes of golf, Darling Reflections Spa, Big Splash Water Park, and much more. Alexandria, Minnesota. Explore hundreds of lakes, trails, and attractions for a great vacation or a place to hold an event. ExploreAlex.com. Tri-State Brain and Spine Institute, with locations in Alexandria, Edina, Crookston, and Maple Grove. Doctors dedicated to evaluating and treating all types of brain and spine problems, no matter how complex.